Well, what the fuck just happened? James Charles just uploaded a video. Are we ready for this? Are we, the internet, ready for James Charles to be uploading YouTube videos and having a conversation with us? I don't know. Girl, let's get into it. Oh my god. So James Charles has been away from the internet. Well, away from the internet. No, James, we've seen you posting sneaky little posts here and there. Happy Pride. Oh, it's my birthday. Here's me with my dog. All that bullshit. So James Charles has been behind the scenes on social media, watching what's going on, watching people make videos about him while he's been on his break. And, yeah, he had some things to say today. So let's get into this video.
There's a lot that I want to talk about in today's video. I have a lot of positive topics, but I also think it would be ridiculous and irresponsible to try to just come back to social media and pretend like nothing happened and move on with regularly scheduled makeup programming. So I do also have some pretty serious topics to discuss in today's video as well, being what happened a couple of months ago. I want to clarify some things that didn't happen a couple of months ago and everything that happened after I posted my video, but more importantly, talk a lot about the realizations that I've come to behind the scenes, the conversations that I've been having with myself, my friends, my family, peers, business colleagues, and professionals to really come to terms with a lot of different issues that I have been ignoring for quite a while now. And once again, just talk a lot about the growth and hopefully be able to not move on from the situation, because I don't think that that's the appropriate language to use, but hopefully move forward. And I really hope that you guys will choose to join me in this conversation. Just going over, once again, everything that happened a couple of months ago and clarifying a lot of stuff that's happened after I posted my last video and what people have been saying, answering some questions, and talking about the growth and everything that I've been working on for the past couple of months behind the scenes. As you guys know, I posted my Holding Myself Accountable video, and in that video talked about how basically 2 guys had come forward with stories on social media about how I had inappropriate contact with them when they were under the age of 18. Now, when this was all going on, my first reaction was to be super upset, because I did mention in that video that they had lied to me about their age and that I absolutely did not groom them. And my first reaction was to post a no more lies style of video, debunking everything and fighting back and everything. And then I really had to sit down and reflect and look back at myself and my actions and things that had happened. And I really realized that at the end of the day, as the adult and the person with the platform, it was 1000% my responsibility to be doing my due diligence and checking into the people that I was speaking to, and I failed to do that. And that really, really sucks. And that's why I uploaded that video, because I felt as though it was really important for me to hold myself accountable, give people an explanation as to what went down, and most importantly, apologize to the people that were actually affected by my actions.
Honestly, I am side-eyeing that part of this video, because James Charles, you know, it's not just anyone, it's, ooh, James Charles, you know, oh, wow, James Charles, 25 million subscribers, whoop-de-doo, you know, it's James Charles with a massive platform. How has James Charles gotten this far in his career and not thought he would have to check people's IDs when he's trying to flirt with them? I really don't understand that. That's not a mistake. That is a huge motherfucking L. That is, you know, awful. How can you be James Charles and think that you can just go about carefree when you've got 25 million on YouTube, etc., and you know, you think you're not going to get scammers, you think you're not going to get people who are going to take screenshots, you think you're not going to get people who are going to be clout chasers, all of this stuff. Where was his brain?
First of all, I feel like calling this a scandal in the first place is just not an appropriate word to be using with this situation. There's no denying that I've been in my fair share of scandals online, but using that word with this situation just feels really, really wrong. And it really feels like it's making light of what actually happened, and I don't want to do that. I definitely have not been taking this lightly. If I thought that this was just some stupid scandal that I can move on from, I would not have uploaded my last video and I would be posting on social media like nothing ever happened. But this has been the worst but most important wake-up call of my entire life for a lot of different reasons, and this is by far the most embarrassing thing to ever happen to me. I mean, if you guys have been following for a while now, you all know what happened in 2019. I'm definitely not going to get into that, but you know, when that all happened, I was accused of something that I did not do, and I was able to prove it all wrong, but I did recognize that I needed to make changes, and I uploaded a video making a lot of promises to my audience and to the public that I was going to work on myself behind the scenes, and I did. I spent 2 years, you know, changing my behavior, changing the way that I went about dating and flirting with guys. I worked on rebuilding my brand and my social media presence, and now, 2 years later, that this is happening again, even though the situations are not connected, even though it's a different thing, it really looks as though I have made no progress. I haven't listened, I haven't learned, and that sucks so much. I really feel like I let down myself. I feel like I let down my team, my friends, my followers, everybody who has been by my side supporting me and even defending me over the past 2 years from everything that went down beforehand. I now feel as though I have made to look stupid, and that is quite literally the most crushing, embarrassing feeling in the entire world. And I said it in my last video, but I will say it again to everybody close to me, to all my friends, my family, my fans. I am so sorry for disappointing you guys and letting you down once again. You know, as scary as it is to think about, I've also come to terms with the fact that this isn't just something that I can move on from. I am aware that, you know, no matter what I say in this video or 10 videos down the line or a year's worth of videos down the line, these stories and accusations are going to follow me for the rest of my life and the rest of my career. And that sucks so much. It's not even funny. And it's so horrifying and embarrassing. But at the end of the day, it's my own fault and my own responsibility to, you know, take accountability for what I did. I want to be held accountable for what I did do. And all I can hope is that whether it be, you know, weeks, months, years down the line, I'm able to showcase my growth in the person that I really
Okay, so fair dues, James is saying he wants to grow. Yeah, of course, he needs to grow. You know, he needs to, because if this happens again, boop, career over. You know, already as it stands, I think there's going to be a lot of people who don't want to give James Charles a second chance. Well, it's not a second chance now. It's like a third, fourth chance now. You know, because how many times has James been in this kind of situation? You know, James is in this video saying he really didn't do anything wrong. It's all people putting up fake conversations, fake screenshots. They're all fake. They're all fake according to James. So I'm not going to say that James is lying in saying that they're all fake, you know, but he's claiming that he did nothing wrong in the situation in 2019, which we really kind of don't know about. You know, honestly, the situation in 2019, we were led to believe that there was a victim of James Charles. We were led to believe that. So how come now James is saying, oh, I didn't do anything, there are no victims, I don't have any victims? But we were led in 2019 to believe that there was a victim of James Charles, that James Charles had carried out some kind of misconduct with Sam, the waiter from Seattle. You know, of course, this whole situation with Tati Westbrook, Jeffree Star, all of them chiming in, we were led to believe James Charles had committed some kind of misconduct. Now, I don't know if that's true. None of us know if that's true. That's just what we were led to believe at the time. Then James went on to address the fact that there was one drama channel on Twitter who kept posting things, claiming that James had done things, he'd been inappropriate with this person, that person, here's a TikTok from this person, here's an IG story from that person, yada yada yada, all this drama. Now, I can only think that James might have been talking about Def Noodles in that situation, because honestly, Def Noodles was there posting about James Charles and James Charles being in these situations. Now, when Def Noodles puts these things up, he will say, you know, oh, this person's been caught, whatever. So you're led to believe that this is something that has actually happened. The way that Def Noodles words it all, you're really led to believe that, you know, oh, James Charles has been inappropriate with this person, this minor, whoever, you know. So I can understand James's frustration at feeling like, oh my God, you know, all these fake stories are coming out about me, and then there's drama channels turning it into something that it's not. I can totally understand that frustration, but at the same time, if James Charles is speaking to these kids, then yeah, that's his own fault.
On Drama Channel on Twitter that started a thread and started compiling a list of anybody that said literally anything about me on social media. And after what felt like weeks of somebody new coming forward every single day, it eventually became the 20 victims of James Charles. I'm not going to go through this list one by one because I know that nobody wants to sit here for an hour listening to me talk about this, but I do feel as though I have to say something because I am just not comfortable with this video or really any video moving forward allowing anybody, let alone my followers, to think that there are any victims of James Charles, let alone 20 victims of James Charles, because that is completely, unequivocally not true. But the worst part about all of this is that on top of all of those situations, there were countless videos posted that were completely fake. I'm not talking about somebody unsent a message or somebody took something out of context. I'm talking about conversations that fully never happened, that were edited from beginning to end. Now, to be fair, there were several other drama channels and even news outlets and reporters that were calling out this person for knowingly posting fake stories and information time and time and time again. And I am really, really appreciative of that. But the problem is we are such a headline-driven society that people don't see that information being corrected or, being taken down. All they see is that initial headline, which literally said the 20 victims of James Charles, and that's the information that sticks with them. When more and more things were being added to this list, the one response that I saw over and over and over again was that there's a pattern here. James keeps saying that he's the victim. He keeps saying that these people are lying to him or taking advantage of him. All these people can't be working together, and where there's smoke, there's fire, so obviously something is going on. And I 1,000,000% understand exactly why people are saying that, because if I was on the outside, I'd be saying the same exact thing. It looks so suspicious. I kept thinking, like, why does this keep happening to me? What am I doing wrong? Why can't I just find somebody who likes me for me? But I finally realized, and like I talked about in my last video, I was allowing myself to be so easily accessible to literally anybody who wanted to give me attention and have a conversation for 5 minutes, because I was so delusional in thinking that the conversation can't hurt. Maybe it'll actually lead to me finding, the one. When in reality, of course, statistically, that does make sense. If you talk to more people, it, I guess, increases your chances of being able to find a potential partner. But at the same time, I wasn't realizing that also increases my chances of finding somebody not great that doesn't want to talk to me for the right reasons and that might lie or take advantage of me. And that is nobody's fault other than my own.
Okay, now this part of the video, I'm going to give him a little bit of grace, because at least he said that he was delusional in thinking that he could find somebody on social media who was going to be a good fit. Clearly, if you're James Charles and you're, internet famous and all of that, clearly social media is going to be a place where people are going to take advantage of you. And clearly that's not fair to James. But, also, why hasn't James realised that before now? That's the one thing that I've got going in my head. How has it taken James Charles this long to realise that? Given that he's been in the spotlight on social media since he was 15 years old, when he did his CoverGirl thing. Why is he only just now, 6-7 years later, realised that? That is a little bit odd. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that. Talking about all the fake stories that get spread about him on social media, all the allegedly fake stories. One thing that James said I really did agree with, and that was the fact that in people putting out fake stories, it really discourages actual survivors of things like rape or sexual assault actually coming forward. Look at what just happened. We've just had Bill Cosby being set free when he's committed SA on people. Honestly, that is a situation that I don't want to think about, because I don't think that anyone who's committed those kind of acts should be just walking free to do what they want, So for James to actually say, well, all these fake stories do discourage people from coming forward, I thought at least that was a little bit mature, showed a little bit of maturity from him. I guess all we can really do going forward is hope that James has learned from this experience, and hope that he has changed, and hope that he does realise that he can't just, go on social media and try and hook up with people. I guess that's all we can really say about that.
But it also discourages people from being able to come forward in the future, because when it's so easy to Photoshop and edit these conversations from beginning to end, nobody's going to know what to believe. And that is a really, really dangerous situation. The last thing that I kind of want to talk about is that I know when I upload this video, there's going to be a lot of people that say, okay, cool, James, you said this before, so where's your receipts and your screenshots to back it up? And that's totally valid, but I'm going to let you guys know right now that I am not going to be including any in today's video. And I could sit here and say that that is because I'm trying to be the bigger person and grow and not get involved in tea or drama anymore, and that would be true, but the real reason why I'm not including screenshots in today's video is because I don't have them. I know that I kind of became known for that after No More Lies, but that was such a different situation where I had months and months worth of texts and DMs that I could super easily pull together a timeline and prove my innocence. Whereas in these situations, for the ones that were real at least, these interactions lasted for 5 minutes, an hour, a few days at maximum, and I just wasn't sitting there taking photos of everything that was being said.
So what do you guys think about all this? What do you think of the timing of it? Like, the timing to me is really interesting because we've just had Tati Westbrook come back, of course. She's come back. She's uploading videos, you know, like she did before she ever went away. And that's lovely. I love to see Tati back where she belongs. But James, I'm a little bit like, I'm a little bit suspicious. I'm like, the timing of this is all very kind of weird because Tati's just come back. Jeffree said he's going off to Wyoming, Jeffree Star. Shane Dawson, according to Jeffree Star, will be returning to YouTube soon. So isn't it funny how now that Jeffree's moving on, both Tati and James Charles are coming back? Do you guys think that James Charles is going to unleash his makeup brand on us? That is one thing that I've got niggling me up here, because before all of this happened, there were rumours that James Charles would be starting his own makeup brand. He would be coming out with his own line, not Morphe. So I'm like, interesting. You know, as Jeffree's kind of winding down on social media, it seems, or changing what he does on social media, being that, you know, he's not going to be getting in the drama and all of this. And now James Charles is saying he's not getting in the drama. All of the big beauty gurus are saying they're not getting in the drama. But James Charles coming back now as Tati's come back, I'm like, this is all a little bit sus. Let me know what you guys think about all this. I really do have my suspicions that James Charles is going to suddenly drop a makeup line. I do think he will. Because there were rumours and there were also receipts. There were things like James Charles Fragrance. There was something called James Charles Productions. So whether that will be some kind of series or not, I've got no idea. I have no idea at all. But let me know. Anyway, guys, I'm going to say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for giving me any of your time at all today. I really do appreciate it. Love you guys. Take care. Stay safe. And I'll see you soon. Bye.